Chananya, please come up.
Good luck, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for coming. In October of 2012, it was during Chol Hamoed Sukkos, I was diagnosed with a tumor. I needed to have surgery done at Sloan Kettering. And in January of 2013, I learned that the tumor was malignant and that it had spread. And I needed to go through 3 rounds of chemotherapy. Baruch Hashem, Bli Ayin Hara, I was in remission, and I was very much looking forward to putting this all behind me and moving on. And then a few months after the chemo ended, I was davening Shachris, and during Psukei de Zimra, I was just pacing back and forth in the room, and just to walk from one side of the room to the other, I was catching my breath as if I had just finished running in a race. The chemotherapy had damaged my lungs and my heart. And I needed to be taken to a hospital in Manhattan to have a surgical procedure done. I needed to be hospitalized. The chemotherapy was all outpatient, but to deal with this damage that was done to my heart and to my lungs, I needed to be hospitalized. It was the first time in almost 20 years I missed Kriyas Torah on Shabbos. I have to be tremendously grateful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that things have noticeably gotten better since then, Bli Ayin Hara. But the reality is that since then, life hasn't been the same. Every 1 to 3 years, I need to go through a difficult and expensive surgical procedure. At night, I have to sleep attached to an oxygen machine. Physically, I can do a fraction of what I was able to do beforehand. Just to give a small example, there are some days when just a simple trip to Manhattan can leave me so exhausted and washed out when I get home that I lie on the couch and I just can't move for several hours. And right when all of this started, someone mentioned Chai4ever to me. And it's like difficult to enumerate even all the ways that they've helped us. When the serious issue came up in the hospital, when I had this procedure done, they sent an advocate there. I really would have been happy just for my wife to have been there, but they knew how stressed I was about the procedure. And without my asking them to do it, they said, we're sending someone to the hospital to be with you during this procedure. When I had to have a follow-up CAT scan for the original tumor, I just texted them and said, CAT scan tomorrow, wish me atzlacha. They said, we're sending someone down with you. You know how stressful it is to wait for the results for a CAT scan? Chai4ever knows. So they had someone there to be there for me as I was waiting to hear what the results were going to be. When I got a bill for over $1,400 for when I was in the hospital for something that the insurance company really should have covered, Chai4ever told me about an insurance advocacy group, and they said, tell them Chai4ever sent you. The advocate never charged me for his services. When there's a medication that I need in order to breathe normally, was unavailable because the insurance company had bureaucracy and they didn't want to renew the prescription. And until this was all going to be sold, I was going to go for several days without the prescription. And I called Chai4ever. And they found someone in Brooklyn that had this prescription for me. And I should note that this isn't a prescription that you can find at any pharmacy around the corner. This is a specialty prescription ordered from a specialty pharmacy that you need to order by mail because the regular pharmacies don't have it because it's so rare. But they found someone there for me to be able to get it. When I was unable to help my kids with their homework, Chai4ever had a big brother for my son and a big sister for my daughter that not only helped them out, they played ball with them. One of them is here with us tonight. And every week, the kids looked forward to them coming. Chai4ever organized an event during Chol Hamoed Sukkos. This was an all-expense-paid trip to Hershey Park. When I say all expenses paid, I don't just mean that all the rides were free. They had a barbecue there for hundreds of people who were part of Chai4ever. And they had a Simchas Beis Chai4ever at Hershey Park for all the Chai4ever families. And this surgical procedure, it was very difficult emotionally and physically to go through it the first time I went through. It was going to come up soon. I was very stressed about it. And having this event on Chol Hamoed Sukkos really helped me forget about it entirely. And it made me feel like for one day I was on summer vacation with my family. But if you want to hear how far and to what extent Chai4ever is going to go to give chizuk to families like my own, I just want to share over the following Maisa. In addition to the Gemara Seder that I have at night, for 6.5 years I learned through Mishnah Yomis. Baruch Hashem, I was able to finish Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. And the way the cycle works for Mishnah Yomis, it ended right after Purim was when I was going to make the Siyum. This was the first Shabbos after we turned the clocks ahead. And I really didn't expect anyone outside of Passaic and Clifton to come. People already were starting to think about Pesach, and Shabbos ended so late. And all the people in my email address I mentioned that were outside of the area, it was just meant as a FYI. I thought maybe someone from Muncie would come. And in the middle of my speech, Ezzy Levy came all the way from Lakewood, and I must tell you, it was very difficult for me to maintain my composure and continue speaking when I saw him walk in. When he came in, thank you. His being there, I didn't ask him to be there, I didn't expect him to be there, and I know he would have come back to Lakewood at a ridiculously late hour. He was saying to us, I'm going to be there for you, I will give you chizuk in any way I can, even if it has nothing to do with anything medical, even if it's for a simcha. We're going to be there for you to show you that you're there. And I just, looking back at everything, it's almost scary to think what we would have done were it not for Chai4ever. Who would have been there with me at the hospital? Who would have done all the things for you that I just mentioned tonight? But as you've been hearing here tonight, it isn't only me, but there's several other families, including families here in Passaic and Clifton. They're dependent on Chai4ever. So I would strongly encourage everyone here to give whatever you possibly can so that these Chai4ever can continue to be there for these families. They've mamash become like a go-to address for us. Anytime an issue comes up, we know we can call them and they'll help out. And in that schus, it's Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu should make it so that there won't be a need for Chai4ever, and all Cholei Yisrael shall have a refuah shlema. B'her Amen, Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chananya, Eddie, thank you so much for coming here tonight and sharing your personal journey with us. Just to conclude, it sounds wonderful. It sounds amazing. And it is. People are getting help in a very real way every single day. At the same time, we unfortunately get approximately about 3 to 4 new cases every single week. And it's an enormous challenge and burden to maintain our services, let alone to expand them. Yes, Chai4ever was an amazing, successful program, but that was just a small slice of the Chai4ever population. This summer, that camp will probably at least double in size and maybe triple when we offer it to every single one of our client families. At the same time, where's the girls' Chai4ever? That has to happen this summer too, it's Hashem. A couple of weeks ago, Chai4ever started a pilot program in Lakewood, New Jersey as a test called the C4E Girls Club. It's once a week, an after-school program in the evening. It's run by a therapist where middle-aged school girls come together. Usually there's a crafts project. There's refreshments, there's supper, pizza and french fries, depends on the week what we're serving. And then the children have a group session. It's therapy, but it's couched as having a good time. The second week of this program, an 11-year-old girl opened up with another 9, 10 girls in her group. There's 2 groups, a group by age. And she shared how difficult it is for her to see her mother in pain and how she can't take it. And the girl next up put her arm around her and said, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've got the same situation at home. The magic of Chai4ever is that when you bring people together who are sharing similar challenges, they can derive chizuk from one another and come up with a better plan to try to move forward. We need to expand Chai4ever. We need to expand the C4E Girls Club. And yes, we need to continue providing food, housekeeping assistance, transportation, support groups, insurance advocacy, which yes, is not free. The company sends the bill to us, and all the other programs. I can tell you, look you in the eye and tell you that myself, as Levi, and the entire Chai4ever team, we go way beyond our comfort zone every single day of the week. Even on Shabbos sometimes, we have to. And all I would ask is, if every individual in this room could also consider going way beyond their comfort zone to help us grow these programs and make sure that every single person that needs our help is able to receive it. Thank you so much for listening, and may we come together only in the future for good news.